Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Friday night. It is November 21st, 2023, and it is 8:41 p.m. Eastern Time as I record this video. If you like the video, hit the like button. It helps us out greatly, and we do appreciate that. Several things I'm going to cover. It looks like there is a hostage deal going on over there between Israel and Hamas. Right before I came on here to record, I saw preliminary reports about that. I'll go into that a little bit more. Also, something strange was going on in Washington, D.C., around the Capitol 2 days ago on the 19th in the early morning hours. I'll go into that. Also, a travel alert. I need to let y'all know, especially if you're flying, which a lot of folks are, of course, this time of the year. Definitely. And also have a very good passage that I will share towards the end of the video that is very, will resonate. We'll just say it will resonate with you, especially during these days. Okay, so stay tuned for that. First, right before I came on here, I saw a report that their Israel cabinet, the government, had approved a deal they had been working on between them and Hamas to have a multi-day ceasefire in return for the release of 50 hostages. And that still leaves a lot. I mean, I've seen numbers 200, 300 hostages. I know at least 10 of them are supposed to be Americans. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. I hope they can get a lot of them back. I really do. That would be good. And we'll just have to watch this. Okay. But I just saw that right before I came on here. So hopefully that happens and works out safely. We'll see. I saw this story earlier today on the 19th, 2 days ago, about 4 a.m. I saw this report about just a lot of emergency vehicles, police, military on the Capitol, around the Capitol grounds in Washington, D.C. And now they're saying that this was just training exercise. At 4 a.m., Capitol Police, there was a posted notice that said to the community that training exercise with our military partners will take place starting about 4 a.m. on the 19th. Don't be alarmed if you see numerous emergency vehicles. I saw a little clip where a guy was out there recording, and yeah, it was a lot of vehicles, a lot of emergency vehicles of all types. It looked like a lot of police activity, some military looking folks. That was a lot of folks out there at 4 a.m. around the Capitol area. So it just makes you wonder, and this guy asked one of the cops, said, "What's going on here? If y'all expecting something to happen, or are you just practicing something?" And the cop said, "This is a training exercise." They say that all the time. It really could have been a training exercise, but it does make you wonder as well, what are they preparing for? What are they expecting? Have they received intel that something could happen or that was going to happen right then, and they're out there? Just makes you wonder. What do you guys think about that? Okay, should be interesting. Also saw where the Pentagon is asking for $114 million to spend on diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in the next year. Whenever I hear that phrase, whenever I hear those words, dog squeeze, man, dog squeeze just pops right in my head. $114 million, y'all. You know, just throw it down the toilet, as far as I'm concerned. New York governor, that New York governor, I'm not even going to say her name, announces indoctrination tools for students to spot, quote unquote, spot conspiracy theories and misinformation and disinformation and online hate. So this is saying to tell that to rat out people who have conspiracy theories, misinformation. I mean, it sounds like old Soviet Union stuff. Like rat out your family. Tell the party that your friend is speaking badly of the government. I mean, doesn't it sound like that? I mean, this what could go wrong? You know, I ask that all the time. What could go wrong with this? People just want to be left alone. People just want to be left alone. And it's going to get to where you're just not going to be able to, you know, you're just going to have to go anonymous or just not even take part in online stuff like this. It's awful. This is just a shame, and it shouldn't be allowed. Why is it allowed? Why? Why is it allowed? I don't get it. I don't get it. That's very frustrating. People better wake up because they think this is a good thing and they're brainwashed into thinking it's a good thing. And then once they find out, by the time they find out it's not, that they're coming for them too, then it's too late. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to get out of it? You won't. Holiday travel alert, especially if you're flying. Oh my goodness. Be on guard through this weekend, just in general. But if you happen to be flying, I cannot imagine the stress I would feel knowing I have to go to the airport and get on a plane between now and go through Thanksgiving. I don't know. In my younger years, it probably wouldn't have bothered me, but nowadays, oh my goodness, just the thought of it would send me into anxiety right now. But anyway, I saw this little interview with Air Marshal. This lady was Air Marshal National Council Director over air marshals, and she said that virtually all flights right now, especially through this Thanksgiving weekend, will not have air marshals on board. So you're unguarded. You're on your own, y'all. You're on your own. But we know that's the way it is in general nowadays, isn't it? But she said that the air marshals are being used right now in one of two places, either at the border for administrative duties. So basically, they're handing out water and processing illegal migrants. They're either doing that, or she said, now this blew my mind. It's the first I've heard this. She said that the rest of them, a lot of them are following, they're assigned to follow citizens who made flights and landed into the DC area, Washington, D.C. area, January of 2021. Now we know what happened in early January of 2021 around the Capitol, don't we? In Washington, D.C. So even 3 years later, they have air marshals following people who flew through DC. They didn't have to be at the Capitol. They could have been there for a job interview or for their work or for family. So they're following these people. And so the lady interviewing her said, do these people know that they're being followed? Do they know they're on the terror watch list? And she said, some of them do. Some of them know they're being followed. I mean, good grief. They probably know their name. They probably talk like, hey, what's going on? How you doing this time? This is ridiculous. What a waste. I mean, so you're following these people who have not broken the law while all these flights go unguarded at the busiest time of the year? Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. And it's going to be a dang shame, you know? Hmm. This is criminal. It's totally criminal in my mind. It's unbelievable. And they said, well, who could stop this? Uh, Maybe the head of the Department of Homeland Security? That little weasel? The guy should be fired at the very least, at best fired. Maybe behind bars. I mean, that's beyond inept. It's got to be intentional, y'all. It's got to be. I would be on alert whether you're flying, especially flying, good Lord, or driving, shopping. A lot of people are out shopping. I mean, good luck going to a store right now. I would avoid them tomorrow if you can, if possible. Predators. This is like the Super Bowl for them. You know, right now through Black Friday, on the prowl. So you need to be, your antenna need to be way up. All right. When you're out there in public right now, be aware of who's around you, please. Even if you're in a group, because most people just aren't paying attention, you know, so you might have to be the one to pay attention to what's going on. And then again, I always mention this, but especially if you're picking up a lot of stuff, you're doing a lot of shopping, you got the car packed in, you're going home, make sure nobody's following you. Okay. Pay attention. Please pay attention. All right. I got a good passage I will share here. This is from 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 through 5, it looks like. And listen to this. Listen to this. For the time will come when people will not put up with a sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers or preachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. They will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths. But you, keep your head in all situations, endure hardship, do the work of an evangelist, discharge all the duties of your ministry. Amen. Sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Gather around themselves teachers who will preach what they want to hear and only what they want to hear. A lot of them don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to say anything that might step on some toes. In other words, the truth. It's hard to hear sometimes. We all need to hear it, though. If you go to a church, go to one where the pastor is not afraid to do that. It's a little rare to find these days, isn't it? If you find one, you're blessed. Stay there. We'll share your thoughts. High alert. Just be aware out there. Go about your business and enjoy your time. All right. Be safe. God bless you. I'll see you soon.